size, super simple recipes. Number 12. Cottage pie. What's the difference between cottage pie and shepherd's pie? One traditionally uses lamb and the other one traditionally uses beef. So what I've got here, I've got some extra creamy mash that I made yesterday, which has got some cheese in it. Lovely. I've got some beef, a chopped onion, a few chopped carrots, and some thickened beef stock, which I've thickened with some corn flour. This is really a simple recipe, but the difference today is I'm actually going to attempt to pipe mashed potato. I've never done that before. Normally I just spoon it on the top and have done with it. But we'll give it a go, and if it all fucks up, then I'll spoon it on as normal. Right, a couple of minutes. Okay, let's get started. Pan on. I'm not going to use too much oil because there's a fair amount of fat in the mince which will cook out, but we need to soften the onions and the carrots and what have you. So we'll get a bit of heat into this pan. And straight in with those onions. As before, we don't really want a massive amount of colour in these, we just want them to soften. Whoops. I'm just going to chuck the carrots in as well, it's not going to make any difference. As before, I've broken the mince up the same as the last recipe, and we're going to cook it in exactly the same way. We're just starting to soften and go a bit translucent. Drop these on. And exactly the same as before, I'm going to wait for the colour change because I want texture in my meat. I don't want it to go into little tiny pieces like sand, you know. Do some salt and pepper while we're waiting. And again, I'm waiting for that colour change. So all the pink's back on the bottom now. Right, I'm going to start adding a bit of flavour using all the horrible wrong ingredients. Brown sauce, I love it. Baccholi and Perrins. Tiny drop of soy sauce. Turn the heat down a little. And I'll add in my thickened beef stock now. Get all that amalgamated together. Check the seasoning. Oh, that's good. We give that a few minutes to cook through and I'll come back when it's done. Good, the beef's all cooked through. So, time to start loading up now. Shepherd's pie. You don't want it to be too liquid because it will bubble and boil up through the potato. But I also don't want it really dry because then it's just bloody horrible. Obviously we need enough space to put some potato on top. And this will feed, well, depends who it is. Normally it would feed 4 people without much trouble, but me and Gail you'd normally manage to demolish one of these on our own in an evening. I'm going to allow that to cool a little bit and start to sort of set a bit, so that when we do try and put the potato on the top, it doesn't all disappear and sink in. Good, I'll come back in a minute when that's done. So this should be fun. If I fuck it up, this bit's going to get all deleted. Should have a spatula really, but I don't have one, so we're going to do it without. I don't even know if this bag's going to be strong enough or if it'll pipe properly or anything, but we'll give it a go for a laugh, eh? bag's going to split first. No, we'll see what happens. We'll see how we go with this. Looks pretty, but I'm obviously not much of a pipe artist. Just thought it might be a bit more interesting is all. Might as well pop this in the oven. Hopefully the extra cheese I added to the potato should give it a nice brown crust. We'll have to see what that does as well. I'll come back when if I get that finished. Done. Obviously my skills are improving the more I did. It looks alright. I need to work on my piping skills obviously. Right, that goes into an oven about 180 to 200 for 15 or 20 minutes till we get a nice brown crust. We'll see what we get, eh? Okay. Been in for 20 minutes, let's see what we got. Not too shabby. Was it worth all the fucking about to put the potato on? Actually, yeah, I quite enjoyed doing it really. It's not too awful. There we are. Size special cottage pie. Job done.